Kamangkan namus kanong mawatan ko mga pupusan sa kasamulan ko na. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to everybody. The topic of my speech given to me according to the invitation is leadership and moral governance in Islam. And I believe that in dealing with this topic, we have to be guided by the glorious Quran and the Sunnah to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Knowing that the glorious Quran is our best guidance according to the Islamic faith. Verse number 9 of Surah Al-Isra. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى إن هذا القرآن يهدي للتي هي أقوم. Surely or verily the glorious Quran will guide you towards perfection. In another verse, verse 89 of Surah Al-Nahl. ونزلنا عليك الكتاب تبيانا لكل شيء وهدى ورحمة وبشرى للمسلمين. Oh Muhammad, we have indeed given you this book. That is the glorious Quran. We have revealed to you this book, the glorious Quran, explaining everything. The glorious Quran explains everything. The glorious Quran is revealed to mankind, and it unfolded to man the phenomenal book of nature, paving way for us to carry out the church. And then another characteristic of the Quran according to this verse is a best guidance for mankind. It is a blessing from Allah and of course happy tidings for the Muslims. In this respect we have to understand also, we have to remember that the glorious Quran is the final word of Allah revealed to mankind through the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it is of eternal message, universal relevance, everlasting punctuality. And the glorious Quran is complemented, detailed, or rather exemplified by the body of teaching of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which we describe as Sunnah to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And these two, the glorious Quran and the Sunnah, are accorded with infallibility as emphasized by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his saying, "Taraktu fikum amrayn lan tadillu ba'di ma tamassaktum bihima, kitab Allah wa sunnat rasulih." We have left for you two things which guarantees that you will never go astray as long as you uphold them. They are the glorious Quran and the Sunnah to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the course of our discussion, you can find number of verses from the glorious Quran as our basis, as our guidance in our effort, in our support to the moral governance of the Bangsamoro in each drive toward unity, solidarity, and integrity. We cannot deny that our society is a multi-religious society, and we have diverse cultural practices in our society and diverse ethnicities. But we have to exert our effort in order to establish a government or moral governance of what you call unity in diversity. We have to be united, although we cannot deny the diversified cultural practices of our people here. Verse number 13 of Surah Al-Hujurat, that is the glorious Quran. Ya ayyuhan nas inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha waja'alnakum shu'uban wa qabaila lita'arafu inna akramakum 'inda Allahi atqakum. This verse is addressed to mankind as a whole, irrespective of religion, Jews, Christian, pagan, Buddha, Buddhist, and Muslim. Ya ayyuhan nas, addressed to all mankind. We have created you from a single pair of parents. We have a single pair of parents on the Adam alayhi salam. And we made you into tribe and into nation so that you have to be acquainted with each other. But bear in mind that all of you are of footing of equity and equality in the sight of Allah. The most dignified among you is the most disciplined, the most pious in the sight of Allah. And this has been emphasized by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his farewell speech when he was standing at Arafat during his performance of Hajj, and that was the last year of his last year of his life in this world. He said, Ayyuhan nas, inna rabbakum wahid, wa inna abakum wahid, kullukum min Adam wa Adam min turab, la fadla li Arabiyyin ala ajami, wa la li abyad ala aswada illa bitaqwa Allah, akramukum inda Allah atqakum. O mankind, irrespective of religion, your God is only one. God of the Christians is only one. God of the Muslims are one. God of the Christians are one. God of everybody is one. And of course, this has been emphasized by the Holy Prophet Muhammad SAW, that there is no superiority of the Arab over the non-Arab, nor the white man over the white man. Regarding the message of both Muhammad SAW and Jesus Christ, and of course Moses ﷺ, recorded by the Old Testament. So, the message here is our God is only one. We have to remember that the Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 12 and verse number 29 of the New Testament, when Jesus Christ was asked by the scribe, what is the first commandment? He said, listen, O Israel, the first commandment is that the Lord God is only one Lord, one God. The same thing is of one God in the Old Testament. And the Old Testament is identical with the Hebrew Bible. And we can find from the second book of the Old Testament, that is book of Exodus, chapter 2, and chapter 20 and verse number 3. The first commandment is, thou shalt have no other God besides me. Only one God. Yes. Of course, there are some slight difference. We have been in similarities regarding oneness of God. Christian, Jews, high priests, and Muslims. But of course, there are some slight differences if you read through the Bible. For example, in the Bible, it has been stated there that God had begotten Son, that is Jesus Christ. If you go to the Gospel of St. John, chapter 3 and verse 16, for God loved the world so much, He gave His begotten Son. Those who believe in Him shall never perish, but will have an everlasting life. Yes. And if you look at the greeting of peace in Islam, in the Quran, and in the Bible, all the same. In Islam, the greeting of peace in Arabic term, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. It means to say that if you are greeting your brother Islam with this Islamic greeting, peace be upon you, no hostility between us, no animosity, and no enmity among us, no elbowing each other among us, but unity and solidarity and integrity. We can find also this is a peace greeting of peace. In the New Testament, the Peter second, the second epistle to Peter, that is verse number 2, grace and peace be multiplied unto you in the knowledge of God the Father and Jesus Christ. So all of these are similarities between us. So no need for us to promote division among us, because we have one God. We have similarities in our activities. And then if you go further to the teaching of the Quran, the same thing with the teaching of the Bible. That is how to deal with our fellow men in courteous matter and gentle dealing. In the Bible, the teaching of Jesus Christ, I remember right. In the Gospel according to St. Matthew, that is chapter 5, verse number 9, blessed are the peacemakers. Yes. And if you go to verse number 44 of the same chapter, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you, and pray for them that despitefully persecute you. And the same thing with the glorious Quran. If you go to verse number 34 of Surah Fussilat, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ إِدْفَعْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيدٌ. Never with goodness or righteousness be equal with evil. Prepare evil with something which is more better, so that that man who hostile against you will all of a sudden become your intimate friend. And the same teaching of Jesus Christ also in the Bible. The Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 5, verse 39. If you are smite at your right cheek, turn to him your leg. And in the Quran, verse 126 of Surah An-Nahl, فَإِنْ عَاقَبْتُمْ فَعَاقِبُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا عُوقِبْتُمْ بِهِ وَلَئِنْ صَبَرْتُمْ إِنَّ لَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لِلصَّابِرِينَ. If you retaliate, if you punish, be sure that your punishment will be in proportionate with what has been done to you. And however, if you exercise patience, so it's better for you to exercise patience. Turn to him your neck, so that no more enmity and no more quarreling here. Yes. And another quality of another solid feature of moral governance is honesty. Yes. There are some verses of the close Quran, especially verse 2 to 3 of Surah Al-Saf. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا لما تقولون ما لا تفعلون كبر مقتا عند الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون. Oh, you who believe, why say something but you do another thing? Why say that is good thing but you are doing another thing that is consistent with what you are saying? It is a sign of hypocrisy. It is a sign of dishonesty. So the moral governance is to be made in honesty and trust. In another verse of the glorious Quran, another verse of the glorious Quran is verse 44 of Surah Al-Baqarah. أَتَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبِرِّ وَتَنْسَوْنَ أَنفُسَكُمْ. Why do you enjoin on men to do righteousness, to do good things, but you forget to do it by yourself? And then another solid feature of moral governance is there should be a balance between the ethical side in doing our job and in our academic skill. You remember the very first verse into the glorious Quran, verse of the Quran is verse number 1 of Surah Al-Alaq. Iqra bismi rabbik. You have to recite, you have to read in the name of your God. We are here commanded not only to recite, not only to read, but to put into practical life what we are reciting. That is the message of the glorious Quran. And while putting into practical life, we should not forget the moral side, the ethical side, and the spiritual side in doing our job. There are so many leaders who have passed away. They are very skillful in their leadership, but because of the absence of moral side, ethical side in doing their leadership, in leading their people, instead of leading their people to prosperity and success, they plug their people into chaos, into destruction. Another thing here is that verse 124 of Surah Al-Baqarah reminding us how Abraham had pleaded to his God. The verse goes like this: وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ قَالَ إِنِّي جَاعِلُكَ لِلنَّاسِ إِمَامًا قَالَ وَمِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِي قَالَ لَا يَنَالُ عَهْدِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Behold, when Prophet Abraham have been tried by your Lord, and of course Abraham had faced many trials. One of these trials of God was he was commanded to sacrifice his then only son Ismail alayhi salam, according to Islamic faith. Of course, the sacrificial son, according to the Bible, was Isaac. Yes, a very slight difference. And all of these trials have been overcome, surmounted by Abraham. So Allah have rewarded him. Inni ja'iluka lin-nasi imama. Abraham, am designating you as leader to entire mankind. Abraham pleaded, قال ومن ذريتي, oh my Lord, oh my God, not only myself to be leader, but even my offspring. But Allah said, قَالَ لَا يَنَالُ عَهْدِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Even though they are your offspring of Abraham, even though your progeny, if they are evildoers, they will not be qualified as a leader. Yes. Because my covenant, according to Allah, is beyond the reach of those who are evildoers. Another thing here is the life of moral governance is justice. And verse 135 of Surah An-Nisa, يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين إن يكن غنيا أو فقيرا فالله أولى بهما. Oh, you who believe, you have to stand out firmly for justice as witnesses to Allah. Even though standing out for justice might be against yourself, it might be against your self-interest, and it might be against your parents, it might be against your king, and it might be against the rich or the poor. Because some people are inclined to favor the rich because they expect some good return from them. Of course, some people are inclined to favor the poor because they are generally helpless. But both partiality in dealing people is inconsistent with the Islamic teaching and Islamic practice. Another thing here is consultation. The life of the moral governance is consultation. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not about to consult because whenever he was about to go wrong, the revelation of the Quran, the revelation comes down to him to set him aright. Yet he had been commanded to consult. Verse 159 of Surah Al-Imran, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ فَاعْفُ عَنْهُمْ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. It is a part of the mercy of Allah to you, O Muhammad, that you have dealt with your people so gently. This is how the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam deal with his people, that you have dealt with them gently and courteously. Were you so severe and harsh-hearted in dealing with your people, they would have broken away from you. So pass over their fault and ask forgiveness for them and consult them in the affair of the moment. Consultation is very important. So consult them in the affair of the moment. However, if you have taken your decision and you are sure that your decision is the best decision, and then you have to put your trust in Allah. Tawakkal ala Allah. And another life of moral governance is unwavering obedience, loyalty to Allah and the messengers, and those who are in authority among us. Verse 59 of Surah An-Nisa, يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. Oh, you who believe, you have to obey Allah, you have to obey the messenger of Allah and those who are having authority among you. Of course, evidence to our authority, having authority among us is conditional, on condition that their obedience, they are loyal to Allah and the messenger of Allah. Loyalty to Allah and the messenger have been reflected by the inaugural speech of the first Khalif. After the demise of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Bakr had been appointed as the Khalifa of the first Khalif of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His inaugural speech went more or less like this: Ayyuhan nas, قد وليت عليكم ولست بخيركم بل أنا أثقل منكم حملا أو حملا فأطيعوني ما أطعت الله ورسوله فإن عصيت الله ورسوله فلا طاعة لي عليكم. Oh men, obey me, support my leadership as long as I base my leadership on the glorious Quran and the Sunnah, as long as I obey Allah and the messenger of Allah. If I deviate from the Quran and the Sunnah, you are not bound to support me. Another example of consultation. and unwavering loyalty to Allah is once the Khalif, the second Khalif Umar bin Khattab, was addressing a multitude of Muslims. All of a sudden, a Bedouin stood up just before the Khalif, and he was expressing his views, but a harsh voice because he has no protocol. He was accustomed of addressing his goats and camels in the farm. So one of the companions of the Holy Prophet were trying to drive away the Bedouin. Oh, how dare you are! You're shouting before our leader. But Umar bin Khattab said, leave the man expressing his views, because if the people will not express their views, they are useless. We, the leader, if we do not listen to the people, we are also useless. And I think last point in my presentation here is verse 126 of Surah Al-Baqarah. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّ اجْعَلْ هَذَا بَلَدًا آمِنًا وَارْزُقْ أَهْلَهُ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ مَنْ آمَنَ مِنْهُمْ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ قَالَ وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَأُمَتِّعُهُ قَلِيلًا الْآيَةِ. Abraham pleaded to his God, oh my God, make this city of Makkah a city of harmony and peace, and give sustenance to the dwellers of this city, those who are believing in you and believing in Allah. It means those who are believers only. Allah said, وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَأُمَتِّعُهُ. Even the non-Muslim, even the non-believers are also entitled to to have sustenance from me. It means to say that in the moral governance, in running the moral governance, there should be inclusivity, knowing that Islam is a religion or deen of association, not isolation. It is a deen of accommodation, not marginalization. It is a deen of inclusivity, not exclusivity. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.